Welcome back to Championship Boxing on Rogers TV. Kyle Alberto, Michelle Storino bringing you all the action tonight. We got a full-blown card on here this evening. Look at this tasty matchup we got going on right now. Steve Rainford, Winston Matthews, the London, Ontario versus Brantford, Ontario native. One of the more intriguing fights of this card. Just so many great fights on this card, Michelle. I mean, where do we begin?
Absolutely, and we're used to seeing Steve Rainford here at the Hershey Center as well. We saw him just a few months ago, back in May, in this very building. Unfortunately, it was a TKO loss to Ari Cox, and he's fought Ari Cox twice, unfortunately lost twice. That was the rematch last time around. He's 1-3-0. His only win, though, coming via knockout, so he does have some power, even though his last three fights haven't exactly gone his way.
This fight is in the super welterweight 145 division. As we await the entrance of Winston Matthews, good luck here at Steve Rainford.
Introducing Winston Matthews.
Yeah. You know, niggas probably should have been taking this rap a little bit more serious. But when you get money in the streets for real, it's kind of hard to stop and go to the booth. You know, when that paper steady calling you all day, you kind of get sidetracked on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And only the real niggas that was getting real money in the streets will understand what I'm saying. You know, a lot of times these rappers, they just be talking shit they see.
And there is Winston Matthews of Brantford, Ontario. So many great Ontario talents on this card this evening, Michelle. This is a big night for this promotion, and the fighters know it as well. This is such a critical matchup to really shape up the super welterweight division of 145. We've seen Steve Rainford a lot here on Rogers TV through the years, but I'll tell you right now, Winston Matthews really looking focused tonight for this matchup. A critical tilt in the super welterweight division, as we mentioned.
Well, sports is also entertainment, and definitely boxing is one of those sports. Winston Matthews playing to the crowd right now. He's definitely got an intense look on his face, and I almost feel like we're at a concert.
It's got a little bit of that feel,
yeah,
absolutely.
No, it's awesome.
So looking at the numbers here, the 5'9", 165-pound Winston Matthews taking on 169.2 pounds of Steve Rainford. This is just the second pro fight of Winston Matthews. Again, looking to spoil the party for the wily veteran of United Boxing Promotions, Steve Rainford.
Matthews with that 1-0-0 record. They call him the Punisher. That only win happened back in May as well. So both of these fighters having the same amount of rest, coming into the same amount of, or time in training camp rather. And the win came via knockout in BC versus Dia Grant. So he's riding high, the emotions riding very high for Matthews coming into this one, especially being in his home province of Ontario, getting to fight for the first time in front of family and friends and wanting to keep that perfect record going in his young boxing career.
A great fight that we saw from Steve Rainford a little over a year ago inside of this building against another man that is on this card, Ari Cox. That was a very, very intriguing fight. Ari Cox is somebody that we really haven't talked about a whole lot, but we're going to be seeing him later on this evening.
Absolutely, and I think we're ready to go here for this matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, Presler Law Firm 401 Dixie Hyundai, Cambridge Hyundai, Save Max,
and Phillips Moving proudly present this 4-round tilt in the super middleweight division. Your judges for this bout, Dr. Marvin Sazant, Mr. Harry Davis, and Mr. Alan Davis. When the bell sounds, the third man in the ring, your referee, Mr. Donovan Boucher. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trimmed with white. He has won pro victory in 4 bouts, a win that came via knockout. From London, Ontario, weighing in at 169.2 pounds, Steve Renegade Rainford. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing all black. He was victorious in his lone pro bout thus far, a win that came via knockout. From Brantford, Ontario, weighing in at 165.1 pounds, Winston, the Punisher, Matthews.
Fighters. Okay, gentlemen, I gave you pre-fight instructions in the changing room. All I want from you is to listen to my comment at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Anything over here is good. Everything over here is good. Anything below here, no good. So just keep it a good, clean fight. All right, guys? Good luck to both of you.
Just moments away from our opening bout here on the Rogers television broadcast. It is Winston Matthews taking on Steve Rainford, coming into this bout with a 1-3 record. His lone victory came against Mikel Marcello Verdesia. And here we go, we are underway. Jab there from Matthews, looking to
just let me know.
Create a little bit of space here early on.
Always is an intriguing matchup when it's Southpaw Matthews versus the orthodox fighter in Rainford as well, because the power is obviously coming from the other side.
This is Rainford's 3rd bout here inside of the Hershey Center in his professional career. Previously taking 2 losses to Ari Cox.
First one was a unanimous decision win for Ori. He didn't feel that it went to his advantage, so he wanted that rematch, in which he got just a few months ago in May, and Ori did well, I guess, on beating him a second time. Unfortunately, via TKO early in that fight.
Great movement early on from both fighters. A lot of confidence you can see inside of the squared circle. The body shots there from Rainford. Big connection there with the left from Matthews.
Matthews looking for that uppercut early, as he's seeing Rainford kind of jump in, almost lunge in at him, so he wants to take advantage on that movement forward and trying to sneak in that uppercut.
Well, they call him the Punisher. Winston Matthews has some sneaky knockout power. I think Rainford very well aware of coming into this bout. Big shot to the chin of Steve Rainford.
Matthews is either a little gun shy with the left hand, which is his power being a southpaw, or he's just goading in Rainford, seeing that he's coming forward very aggressively and kind of holding back, waiting for that perfect opportunity to either land that powerful uppercut or that straight left, which he just did right there.
That'll end the first round here between Matthews and Rainford.
You know, it's really tough, Kyle, in such a short fight. You know, that was a feeling out kind of a first round. Rainford did majority of the work. He was the busier fighter, but, you know, Matthews definitely landing the more significant shots. So, you know, when it comes to a 4-round fight, it's kind of tough to, you know, you gotta kind of let it go early and often as much as you can, but it's hard to because you don't know your opponent yet, right? Like, you don't, so it's very hard in there in terms of mindset of these fighters.
Exciting round to start. Michelle, how would you score that opening round?
That's tough. That's a tough first round. I think I would have given it to Rainford, though, only because he was the busier fighter.
I think we're both on the same page as both fighters getting set for second round action. Here we go, second round here. Underway in our opening bout on Rogers. Yeah, this is Championship Boxing live from the Hershey Center in beautiful Mississauga, Ontario. This venue has been a staple for the United Boxing promotion. It's had a lot of success over the years. And tonight being no different. A pretty jam-packed building tonight. Taking in a great card, of course, with our main event once again. Ryan Young defending his 9-0 undefeated record. Cannot wait to have the Oakville, Ontario native out here later on. A little more aggressive we're seeing here from Matthews, leading his chin. Pretty open there, though.
Rainford started out the round, you know, with a few overhands because he was finding that the left hand of Matthews was a little bit low. It is still a little bit low.
I've seen Rainford doing a good job of switching up his height, low, high, high, low. Quick bear hug there from Rainford, looking to maybe get a quick second to recompose. As the action looks to pick up in this second round. Nice jab there from Rainford. Responding with a left, back over to the right. Matthews really exposing that chin early on. Having a hard time keeping his hands up.
Well, yeah, and one thing I would like to see from Rainford is just to keep that pressure on. So he's getting Matthews to back up with these, you know, 2 or 3 shots, and he is landing, and Matthews is going straight back, which is not a good recipe if you're a boxer. You definitely want to use your angles, use your footwork. Going straight back is a no-no. I'd like to see Rainford just keep going forward. If he's giving you that lane, if he's giving you that, you got to keep doing it.
Bit left there for Matthews.
Matthews looking very gun-shy throughout these first 2 rounds. You could hear his corner actually urging him on. Get in there, get in there. It's because he's always reacting to what's happening to him instead of making the action happen, right? He's letting it all happen to him and responding and counter-punching. And that's not gonna win you a 4-round fight. You're not Floyd Mayweather either, right? Not a lot of guys can be the best, counter-puncher like Floyd Mayweather is and win fights like he does. That exceptional defense, footwork, and of course head movement. I would also give this round to Rainford only because, once again, he's the busier fighter. He's pushing the pace, and he's also, you know, controlling the ring, which is something else that the judges look for.
We get our third round underway here. Rainford early on seems to be really lunging in with his right side. Maybe trying to bring Matthews into some really, I guess you could say an unfortunate circumstance for him coming in and really dominating with his right side, because that's a strong suit. That right side is
That's the power,
is
yes.
big for Rainford for sure.
There we go. Matthews opening up now.
Huge combination there from Matthews. Starting to come into form here in the second half of this bout.
Perhaps it's a little bit of nerves for Matthews. As we mentioned, this is just his second pro fight. First in front of family and friends. You heard upon his entrance how many people are here to see him fight.
He got a roaring response as he came through the curtains there of the Hershey Center.
He had an exceptional walk to the ring.
It was something.
Right? He's got a lot to live up to, so perhaps nerves really weighed him down those first two rounds, and he's finally, you know, letting loose, letting them go, letting them fly. That left hand especially.
Something that really stands out, though, is the footwork of Matthews tonight. Very light on his feet, moving around extremely well. Good job. Excellent combination there, though, from Rainford. Great uppercut with the left of Matthews. Quick jab with the right, and to set up the left there. Big, thunderous shot there from Rainford. Put a lot of weight behind that left hook. Quick separation there. They're going to get right back at it. Rainford toying with Matthews a little bit. They're going to bring him in. Minimize the separation.
Rainford's being very successful with those punches straight down the pipe because Matthews is trying to throw that left hook, and he's missed about 3 times in this round alone. And Rainford with a really good response with a right straight down the pipe. Swing and a miss right there. End of the third round now. Even though he missed a lot of punches, especially the left hook, pal, I'm going to give that round to Matthews just because he was the more aggressive fighter. He did control the ring. He did land some pretty significant shots as well, even though Rainford had 2 pretty powerful straight right hands.
As we get a look at some highlights there. That third round, going with some serious passion there, Winston Matthews, and some serious power.
What did they say, right? Thrown with bad intent, right? You can see the intent behind those punches. Now, you know, if you're new to the sport of boxing and you're wondering what it's like to be in this kind of a situation, or, you know, what to look for. Listen, folks, when you swing and you miss, and it's, you know, with those bad intentions, that is very tiring as well.
As you can see, the mutual respect there between both Matthews and Rainford as we get this 4th and final round underway. Both these fighters fighting with 4 3-minute rounds. Shot there from Rainford. Quick stumble from Matthews. Rainford looking to be coming into form in this second half of the fight, but then Matthews with a huge response. Kyle Alberto, Michelle Storino ringside here at the Hershey Center for United Boxing Promotions Championship Boxing on Channel 10. We're also live on YouTube, folks, so make sure you check us out over on YouTube.com, over at our Rogers TV YouTube channel. Once again, Matthews in full attack mode right now. Maybe realizing that he's playing from behind at this point, losing the fight.
Definitely. Rainford's just got to basically push the pace for the next minute, and I would say this would be a UD win for him.
Big left. Matthews going to set that left up once again. Going to read that a mile away. See the sweat, the perspiration just falling off of both these fighters. A big left there from Matthews. Final seconds of the fight. We're going to make a lasting impression with the judges. Big shot to the face of Rainford. Wow, what an opening bout here on Channel 10. I don't know which way to lean.
It's a tough one to call. I would give that one to Rainford, however, though, because he did push the pace for a majority of that fight. And it's, you know what? It's so tough when you have just a 4-round fight.
Take a look at the highlights of that round. Look at that.
That's probably the best shot, cleanest shot landed by Matthews in the entire fight. And, you know, it's also, you know, a little disappointing, I guess you could say, because, you know, you wanted to see him follow that up. He had a lot of just singular shots. So he was either swinging and missing with those, you know, looping left hands and those hooks, or he was connecting like we just saw right there in the highlight. But you should follow up on that, right? So you have him rocked, you have him looking in the other direction, whatever the case may be, you need to follow that up with a couple more punches and keep the pressure on your opponent.
Great outing tonight from the southpaw in Winston Matthews. Steve Rainford looking to win his very first professional bout inside of this arena, the Hershey Center, as we mentioned earlier, 0-2 inside of this building. Well, you heard it right here, Michelle Storino giving the bout to Steve Rainford.
Now, come on, don't put that kind of pressure on me, Kyle.
We're just stating facts.
We've got a couple more bouts on this card, a lot more coming up here.
We have handshakes and pleasantries, about to get the official decision from the very own Patrick Lono.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 38-38. We have a draw.
Wow. So the decision is a draw. So the first win inside of the Hershey Center is going to have to wait at least one more fight for Steve Rainford. We are both shocked.
Wow. I mean, you could hear the boos inside the Hershey Center, but sometimes that's just how it goes when you leave it to the judges.